I just wanted to do a little video behind the meanings behind my artist name, the symbolisms within it, and my little slogan underneath the artist name. I don't know if I've got the symbol on my profile picture at the moment, but it's one that I quite regularly use, and it's the valnut, the three triangles. So the artist name I've explained before, but I'll do it again so it's all in context. My artist name is Philo Sipher. A lot of people will say philo or things like that, but it's Philo Sipher. And the meaning behind that is obviously a lot of my music and the lyrics that I make is wordplay, and it's deep, it's philosophical, and yeah, Philo Sipher sounds more like an actual name, and cipher is also intricate and you create wordplay within your lyrics. So yeah, philo, cipher is philosopher, but it's spelled differently on purpose to make it sound better. Medicus, which is the slogan underneath my name, is Latin for mind healer. So that's quite obvious with why I chose mens medicus, as mind healing is one of my main reasons I do the lyrics and the music. I don't do it because to make money or to get famous or any of that stuff. One, the writing started when I was in prison, and it was a way of me getting thoughts outside of my head and breaking down each day for me to get through. It was a therapy for me. I realised I could write things, and if I added it in a rhyme, it kind of felt good. And then if I added it to some music that I had in myself, the expression was there, and it like released emotions. I had like something inside of me released, and it was out of my head. When I was seeing it there on paper, it was giving me a different perspective, and I didn't have it all running around in my head, because my mind runs at 1,000 times a mile. 1,000 times a mile? Like 1,000 miles an hour. I always found it struggling to sleep and cope with how my thought process worked. So everything that's gone on in my life, and PTSD, depersonalization, BPD, all those sort of things that I have, I don't really go into those until somebody asks me, because I don't need people's sympathy. It doesn't need to be that. I want people to look at my conditions and the length of time that I've gone through them, and I'm still here, and use that as a strength for themselves. So yeah, I put the music out and the lyrics and whatever you want to call it, or music. I don't really call it music because it's not, it's expression. And it's so people hear it and they relate to the words. It's never commercial, it's not going to be commercial, and I don't ever want it to be. Some of it might sound good and sound like you like it, but it's never meant to be commercial. It's meant to intrigue people's thoughts, and then when they hear it, they go, that sounds familiar, I'm going through something similar. They then message me or they comment and say they're struggling. I then open a door for conversation, and within that conversation I can find meaning in the fact that I've gone through all the things that I've gone through, to be able to learn the coping mechanisms and skills and things that you can't learn from a doctor, things you don't learn from a book, you learn through experiences. And I'm 30 years old now. Nobody knows all of my experiences because I don't put everything out there. People who have had these conversations with me do, because I'm open and honest all the time of the things that I've gone through. Because if it's not real, they're going to feel betrayed, they're going to feel like I don't understand them. So yeah, that's the reasoning behind me putting the music out and the lyrics and things like that. And I have people that it has helped. So that's my only driving force behind it. The symbol that I talk about is the valnut. It's like a Norse mythology, but it has self-meaning to me as well. So it's the symbol of earth, heaven and hell. And I believe it like I'm kind of in between, and I go through all three aspects of it, but I also see it as the three corners of choice and path: past, future, present. Like it's lineal, or whatever you want to call it. So because my mind seems to be broad and I see perspectives that I don't think a lot of people see. Like I can envision all three at the same time, if that makes sense. And within that, I can then go, okay, that's a path that's going to happen in the future. That's what happened in my past, and this is where I am now. So I'm in the center. Like my mind is in the center of all of that. The good, the bad, the evil, like the in between. And then I can create scenarios in my head of how my future will be better. My past doesn't have to be me as a person. The decisions I make now in the present, in that center, is what will affect all of those. Because if I make a choice that makes my future better, or my present now is better, those choices in the past become menial because people's memory fade. But what they have right in front of them, and the confrontation of my choices now. So if I keep doing good, then their perception of me is a lot stronger of what's in front of them now, based on a memory of something in my past or a choice I've made before. And that's the same with most things in life. People are friends, then they're not. They have family, then family aren't around. Somebody's alive, they're not, and that sounds horrible, but everything becomes a memory and memories fade. So people get forgetting. It's a harsh truth of life. So yeah, it's all lineal to me. But yeah, I just wanted to give a quick little insight into the things, because people don't really ask about it. People just oversight the name, the symbol. They just think, oh, it's just catchy, and it's not. I put a lot of time of thinking into these. Like, I believe in little parts of life or put there in front of you, and if you don't see the whole aspect of them, you let go of an opportunity to realise things about yourself and to create pathways for yourself. Yeah, some people might think it's weird, and I don't really care. I've had so many bad opinions about me through my life that I just have to keep true to myself now. I don't have certain people around me. I don't try to ascertain to people's views and perspectives, and I'm never going to, because if I do that, then I'm no longer being truthful. And if I'm no longer being truthful, how can you trust that what I try and say to you to help is ever going to help you? Because I wouldn't believe that. I wouldn't trust someone. If one minute I see them saying, oh yeah, you try this and it's gonna work, and then the next minute I see them saying something completely different on a live stream or in one of the lyrics in the videos, like, I don't get a lot of views. Most of my videos get 300 views, 500 at maximum. And it completely shifts away from, I could do stupid things. I could go really commercial. I could just say what I think people want to hear, but it's not. The things I write and put into my lyrics are always what's happening in my life at that moment. Or I write in a fan's perspective, somebody's that I've talked to and I've asked permission, or they've asked me to write about their story, something that's happening to them at this moment. And that's the connection that gets built. So you're always going to see that within anything that I do, even in my life choices now. So if you don't have that energy, you don't have to like my things. You can just scroll past quite easily. But I know it will stick in your mind, and you might think I'm stupid or just attention seeking or whichever, but the moment you actually need someone, you'll think back to the lyrics that you heard, even though they're not a catchy song and they're not mainstream or commercial. You'll still think back and think, I relate to that now, and maybe I can have a look back at what he's doing, and you'll see some new lyrics, and then it'll help you at that point in your life. Like I say, it's lineal. Everything is.